Yuletide greetings, everyone! Patrick Star, SpongeBob SquarePants, and Adamphibia Kalboonchoy here would like to wish you all a happy 6th night of Hanukkah and a Merry Christmas evening. 2 weeks ago, you've heard me talk about the special Halloween episodes of Camp Coral and the Patrick Star Show because they surprised me with how great Camp Coral and the Patrick Star Show could really be. And it really warms my heart to know that the writers of the Patrick Star Show, Camp Coral, and especially the newer seasons of SpongeBob SquarePants have done a much better job than I would have expected them to do in carrying on the spirit, humor, and legacy of the show to retain the same spirit that it once had that remains alive with them after Steven Hillenburg died late in 2018. At the very least, the SpongeBob SquarePants franchise is in much better hands than the Star Trek franchise after Gene Roddenberry died.
Adam!
Yes, Mom?
Adam!
What?
Can we help decorate the tree?
In 11 minutes, I'm in the middle of a video.
Hang on a minute.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, okay, I need to make a quick discussion because I don't want to miss out on decorating the tree downstairs. Anyhow, so, yeah, the Patrick Star Show and SpongeBob SquarePants had very good Christmas episodes in the same year as those special Halloween episodes of Camp Coral and the Patrick Star Show, Are You Afraid of the Dork, and Terror at 20,000 Leagues. They even reference Halloween again at some point in the middle of SpongeBob's Rose Christmas. Okay, so yeah, just in time for Christmas and Klopnodian Heritage Festival, it's actually kind of hard for me to say if I think this is better than Terror at 20,000 Leagues, or if it's as good as Terror at 20,000 Leagues, because that was a special double-length episode, whereas this is a normal two-segment pairing. In Just in Time for Christmas, it was really funny seeing Patrick Star when he needed more time for Christmas. The time closet gave him all the time he needed to travel through time to different locations and times to get his family better Christmas presents than the trash he gave them last year. First, he traveled to the future to get literal cutting-edge technology for shaving facial hair so that his dad could have an advanced laser razor from the future to shave his mustache.
It's cutting-edge technology!
Then Patrick traveled to the past to get a dino egg for Grandpa to cook into a dino omelet, but it turned out to be a chicken egg, but he still likes it. Yeah, he goes back to prehistoric times to get a huge egg. And then he travels to what I assume is a different location in the present. He goes to a carnival to get a tattoo for his mom, and he also brings back a mermaid monkey with him, which is his present for Squidina. And then the funny part is, in every step of his journey, because he's wearing a hat with mistletoe, he gets kisses from Patron, Captain Quasar's robot, the giant prehistoric chicken, whose egg he took, and bearded Mrs. Puff. And on to Klopnodian Heritage Festival. Yeah, it was very funny seeing the rest of the Star family getting in on Bunny Star's Klopnodian heritage, and learning the traditions of Klopnod. It's always very funny when a kid show or cartoon or animated series for kids like this one introduces a series of fictional holiday traditions that exaggerates how silly they are to make a point of how tough it is to learn different holiday traditions that make no sense to you. Squidina was upset that the Klopnods were not using a tablecloth as a tablecloth. They're using it as a flag, and they're also the only, and apparently Klopnod seems to be the only nation on the planet that always folds their flags before they raise it. So you gotta be careful about unfolding it because it's disrespectful to them and to no other nation. So both of Patrick's parents were able to fit in with the Klopnod traditions. Patrick and Squeena were having a very hard time at it. Squidina couldn't point stab the flies, and Patrick had terrible aim at getting the shapes and fitting the shapes into the holes on the table. Yeah, Squidina, and when it came time to practice their to show what they've learned on the stage, Squidina didn't really care for raising the flag, so she just she sets the table like a normal person would do and shouts once again, "It's a tablecloth!" And Patrick Star is Patrick Star is sweat shy, so he needed the entire crowd to look away while he tries to sweat. And to everyone's surprise, he finally mastered the art of sweating for the clop nod. And it's funny because his armpits turn into 9 fountains. It's somewhat less gross than it sounded. That sounds. But yeah, Patrick Star was happy to learn the art to learn how to the club audio tradition of sweat and to stop being sweat shy. While Squidina learns she would rather walk or fly flies like a pet than to swat them. Patrick's dad introduced him to underarm corks to stop sweating because Patrick had a hard time turning it off once he turned it on. I don't really have much to share about SpongeBob's Road to Christmas, but I can summarize my thoughts on it with the fact that there, 3 really cool things about SpongeBob's Road to Christmas that really surprised me today. First, SpongeBob's Road to Christmas found a very creative way to reuse key plot elements of Sponge Out of Water and Sponge on the Run, which should have been titled It's a Wonderful Sponge, because Sponge on the Run is a coloring book that's based on a pair of season 2 episodes, Pre-Hibernation Week and Life of Crime. So even the title of that movie isn't original. Well, apparently it wasn't unoriginal enough to steal the entire plots of the SpongeBob SquarePants movie and Have You Seen the Snail and find a not so creative way to combine them. What SpongeBob's Road to Christmas does from Sponge Out of Water, it has SpongeBob and Plankton team up because they have the same goal but different motives. They want to save the Krabby secret formula, but SpongeBob wants it for the Krusty Krab, while Plankton wants it for the Chum Bucket after Burger Beard makes it disappear. Sponge on the Run also has a key element recycled in SpongeBob's Road to Christmas, where Sheldon Plankton gives Patrick and SpongeBob a mode of transportation that can help them travel to Atlantic City, so they can rescue Gary from Poseidon. But it was all planned by the evil banana to get SpongeBob out of the picture so that Sheldon Plankton could steal the Krabby Patty formula without SpongeBob to interfere with his plan. But thankfully, SpongeBob's Road to Christmas didn't go there. And Sheldon Plankton trying to change his name from Nihilus Dinosaurus also kind of sounds like it's derivative of the Powerpuff Girls' "'Twas the Fight Before Christmas," but strangely enough, it doesn't go there either. But yeah, the way that SpongeBob's Road to Christmas starts the plot, those are the only 2 things that it borrowed from Sponge Out of Water and Sponge on the Run. The second fun surprise this episode had in store for me was that when SpongeBob, Patrick, and Plankton crash land in Christmas Land, surprise, surprise, it's actually an animated version of Encino, California, where the guy they meet who plays Santa Claus there is none other than Patchy the Pirate! What a twist! And it was a very fun surprise cameo from Patchy the Pirate. I haven't seen a cameo to help Patrick and SpongeBob out on their adventure this amazing since David Hasselhoff played himself in one of the live-action Shell City scenes of the SpongeBob SquarePants movie. Patrick broke Plankton's GPS on his spaceship they're using to travel to the North Pole, so Patchy gives them a map and compass and teaches them that
way before GPS, pirates used these things called maps. Oh, and you'll need a compass, too.
Happy holiday!
Yeah, through some silly shenanigans, following the map and the compass help Patrick, Plankton, and SpongeBob get to the North Pole. And the third fun surprise I got from SpongeBob's Road to Christmas is that cute elf who answers the door. The reason why she sounds so familiar is because she is voiced by the same actress who plays Squidina in the Patrick Star Show. That's why they sound alike. So even though Squidina wasn't in SpongeBob's Road to Christmas with Patrick and SpongeBob, it was still nice to hear her voice coming from another character within the same episode.
Dad, I'm producing a show about Patrick Patrick roughing it in the wilderness. This isn't roughing it.
And the same also goes for Clancy Brown, who he only voices Mr. Krabs at the beginning and the end, but he also has another part in the middle of the story in which he plays Bluedolph, the blue-nosed reindeer. And since Patchy only dreamed of meeting SpongeBob before entering the square, I think it really is very kind of nice to see how Patchy the Pirate has evolved over the years to be a bigger part of SpongeBob SquarePants and getting closer to Twirl each time, First, he was just a live-action pirate you would see in an additional live-action subplot of double-length special SpongeBob episodes, and even slightly longer than normal-length Feral Friends. And then he became a stop-motion pirate. The live-action Patchy and Potty characters become stop-motion, and they have their own segments separate from the usual SpongeBob characters who are also stop-motion in It's a SpongeBob Christmas. And finally, Patchy the Pirate and Potty the Parrot become fully animated in the traditional art style of SpongeBob at last.
Patchy the Pirate? You're Santa?
No, I just play Santa here in Christmas Land Theme Park. It's me side hustle.
Their cameo where they help Patrick, SpongeBob, and Plankton get to the North Pole with an old-fashioned pirate map definitely did not go wasted.
I'm Patchy the Pirate, president of the SpongeBob SquarePants fan club.
Seeing as Tom Kenny plays Patchy the Pirate, who is the president of the SpongeBob fan club in Encino, California, I know what Season 2 of the Patrick Star Show really needs. The next double-length special episode of the Patrick Star Show, it could be about Christmas, it could be about no holiday in particular. Because Tom Kenny plays a modern-day pirate who is the president of the SpongeBob fan club, I want Jill Talley in the Patrick Star Show to play a different pirate separate from Patchy. Jill Talley can be another modern-day pirate who is the president of the Patrick and Squidina fan club, because for SpongeBob SquarePants to be such a popular icon among cartoon characters, Patrick and Squidina deserve all the same love and attention that SpongeBob SquarePants has had for 23 years. And in SpongeBob's World of Christmas, I couldn't be happier for Patchy to finally come face-to-face with SpongeBob, Patrick, and Plankton and get to meet them in person 21 years after we first saw him talking about them in Christmas Who. Well, that's all I have for this video. Sorry it went on longer than expected. I was hoping to keep it down to 11 minutes. I'd like to thank you all for being so patient and making it to the end of this video. And if you want to subscribe, then click the subscribe button below this video. And thank you all for watching this video. Especially you, Callie, Even, Quinn. Happy holidays. Happy 6th day of Hanukkah and Merry Christmas Eve.